Hello, my name is Brent Davidson. I'm very honored to be able to be a part of this process with you guys, and really look forward just being able to share a little bit more about my wife and I, the current season that we're in, how I'm wired, and really what we feel like the Lord's calling us to next. My wife and I currently live in Knoxville, Tennessee, and we're in a rather unique season right now. So my resume says that I was a student pastor from 2010 to 2016 in Omaha. Very thankful for those 6 years. I got hired on when I was 21. Very fresh out of a church internship, and I really learned a lot through that internship, and I was ready to kind of put into practice all that I had learned. And the Lord really used those 6 years to grow and shape me as a man of God, as a young leader, and He really used those years to equip me, and I'm extremely thankful for that. And throughout that time, I had always had a desire to go back to school to get more of my theological education. And in fall of 2015, my wife Lisa and I really felt like the Lord was speaking to us about something new that He was preparing us for. And we spent several months praying through and processing together, and with church leadership there about what that might be. And to make a long story short, we transitioned into full-time school in January of 2016, and I stepped away from my role at that time. So I stepped away from full-time student ministry and became a full-time student at Moody Bible Institute and their online program. And I've been in that for the past 3.5 years. It was a smooth transition. Like I said, I was very thankful for the 6 years that I had as a student pastor, but we clearly felt the Lord was calling us into a season of being intentionally equipped through school. Through that transition, we felt led to move back to Knoxville, which is where I'm originally from. So we moved here in April of 2016. I've been very heavily involved since we became members at a Shoreline Church, which is our home church here, just with the life groups and discipleship department. So this is a rather unique season for us because I am a full-time student, and because of that, I've been unable to be on full-time staff or even a part-time staff anywhere, because school's been our main focus during the season. But I have a very significant role as a member here at Shoreline within our life groups and discipleship department. About three years ago, Corey Mayfield, who is one of my references, came on staff as our connection and equipping pastor, and I was like immediately drawn to him because I felt like I had a void in my life of not really having anyone outside of my dad that could really hold me accountable and challenge me and pour into me and just speak truth to me. And the fact that I was already serving within the life groups and discipleship department, I thought Corey would be a great man for me to just be mentored and discipled by. So I've been mentored and discipled by Corey for the past 2.5 years, and it's that relationship that really built a very unique role for me under his leadership within our life groups and discipleship department, which I'll get into a little bit more detail about here shortly. So I am a full-time student, but I'm very significantly involved at our church here as a member with our life groups and discipleship department. I have been for the past 3 years since we moved here, or 3.5 years since we moved here, and I'm very thankful for that opportunity to be able to be in school full time, but also be able to serve within the gifts that I have, and also just be equipped and refined as a leader through my mentoring relationship with Corey. It's been extremely vital for me during this season. I'm very thankful for how the Lord has used that relationship and that opportunity. So that's the unique season that we're in. I have one class remaining at Moody that'll start this upcoming Tuesday. I just finished my first term, so I'll finish with one class, which is a very light load compared to what I've had to walk through for the past 3.5 years. So I'll start on like October 2020, or here in just a few days. But I'll be done on December 16th. But the fact that I only have one class, it's a very light load compared to what I've done. So through my opportunity here at Shoreline, I've gotten a lot of clarity on how God has wired me, and specifically what I want to do in ministry for this next season after school. So the whole small group and discipleship piece, because I see where you want to know three things I'm really looking for within my next job. The small group and discipleship piece is extremely important to me. I grew up in the church, but didn't really have that small group environment and that like doing life with other believers, and I really suffered because of that. I didn't experience a whole lot of growth. And as I've gotten older and I've been able to experience that, I realize how vital that is for us as followers of Christ to be able to have biblical community. It's such a huge part of that discipleship growth and that discipleship process, just one of the many pieces for it. So I would really love to help oversee that, and I'm very relational. I'm passionate about connecting people in the community, connecting people to the church. And some of my church experience in the past, I felt like a lot of people kind of fell through the gaps, and I'm passionate about people and their stories and them being connected, and I don't want people to fall through the gaps and the cracks. That's why I'm passionate about this whole groups and connections director position. So that's one thing I'm really looking for, the small groups and discipleship piece. I'm excited to be able to serve just alongside other people and serve on teams. So whether that's being just the staff culture that's already there, but I'm also wired to where I love building team. I love empowering people. I love locking arms with people. So even for like the small groups piece and the connections piece, just being able to have the opportunity to build team and empower others and see other people walking in their gifts. I'm very, very passionate about that, and that's something that I would really look forward to. Is just that team culture and team environment. And then also, I love teaching. I had a lot of opportunity as a student pastor, obviously with the students, but I also had a lot of opportunity to teach at our weekend services and do trainings. And during this season here in Knoxville, I've had the opportunity to teach with our junior and senior high students, our college students, and I help facilitate and lead our monthly life group leadership training. So whatever environment that might be, I'm really excited about the opportunity to be able to use that gift I feel like that God's given me. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about my group's ministry experience. I had a lot of experience in Omaha within the student ministry because there was nothing there before. So I helped build and implement a small groups system and network for our students, which obviously involved identifying and equipping leaders, creating systems of assimilation for students to get involved, creating material and creating resources for those groups to have. The past 3.5 years here at Shoreline have been really, really monumental for me with groups. So I've been heavily involved since we started here in April of 2016. But through my relationship with Corey, there's three main things that I have helped build and oversee. So I built a life group team that oversees our group system. So it's just us having a constant awareness of groups, how our groups are doing, how we can serve our leaders, and just continuing to grow that vision. Build systems and structures and processes that I need to be in place. So two of those things that have really come out of that team that I've helped build is we realized that a lot of our leaders felt like they weren't really being supported and cared for. There wasn't as much unity as we wanted within the life group leader culture. So we built a coaching network for our life group leaders. So every leader has a specific coach that's consistently checking in on them, just as individuals first and foremost, to make sure that like they're being taken care of, but also if there's situations that come up in the group, questions or challenges that they have, there's always somebody there that's checking in on them or that they can reach out to for support. I feel like that's been really healthy for our groups here, and it's really provided a lot of unity. I've helped build our monthly trainings where we bring all of our leaders together and we just train them and equip them for whatever we feel like the Lord might want to use to help them lead better. So I built the team, I help them implement and build the coaching network, and we create all of this material for the monthly trainings. That's what my hands have been really heavily involved in. Within my specific role here as a member during the season of school, three strengths and how do I utilize them. I'm extremely relational, and I believe that overflows directly into team building and uh, equipping and empowering other people to succeed. I always think first, all right, like if I step into a role, who else can I get around me that can help me carry this weight? And I know that there's certain gifts that I have, but there's also areas that I'm weak in, and I want to get people around me on team that are gifted within those things. I'm also like I think in systems and structures and processes, so I'm able to like identify like gaps or like a missing links within things, and specifically in just trying to build like a structure like I've been able to do here of trying to better care for our leaders and get people connected into groups. I'm very strong on being able to build those structures and identify like where we need to make adjustments. And then lastly, I'm very passionate about teaching and training. I feel like I'm most satisfied in ministry when I can kind of consistently teach, whether that's sermons or even just like the trainings that we do for our life group leaders during this season. I just love being able to teach and equip and train other people. And then your last question is, why am I leaving my current position or transitioning? Just based off what I said, just the unique season that we're in of me being in school full time and only having one class remaining. My wife and I know the Lord has used these past 3.5 years to grow and mold us and give us a lot of clarity on what we feel like is next for us. So that's just the unique transition that we're in. Is I'm finishing out school and we're really excited and ready for whatever the Lord has next for us. So I'm very thankful for the opportunity to be able to share. I'm sorry I went a couple minutes over here, but if you have any questions or need clarity on anything, I would like to have those conversations. And I just thank you again for taking the time to reach out. Have a great day.